They set up all their tents, their little pop-up. What was that?
That was a fly.
I just saw it, like the corner of your screen just go dark for a second.
It was a solar or a lunar eclipse or solar eclipse.
That's fucking great. Nerd.
What?
Dude, we have been busy boys lately.
I know, right? What has it been
crazy.
like 48 hours to 72 hours since we put up our last episode?
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we did miss you at Muddy Roots this year.
That's true.
But I did have to, I was kind of curious before we got on here. I had to go back and look at when we first had Paranoid on last year for Muddy Roots. And we didn't plan this. This wasn't something that was, like we were shooting for, but it is almost exactly a year later, and we're sitting here talking about Muddy Roots again. This is fucking awesome. Tomorrow will be exactly a year, and this is where it all started, man. I went to Muddy Roots, got to hang out with Paranoid. We obviously knew each other from the Discord, but that's where all of this fucking started, man. Us hanging out at Muddy Roots, Paranoid. How the fuck you doing, man? Glad to have you back on in the Grateful Nerd. We're always talking. This is basically a crew episode now, but we felt that it was we should bring you back on to the Grateful Nerd and go back to day one.
Yeah, happy 8 months.
Thank you.
So the other weird like little anniversary lineup is that the first episode of Hot is on our anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Is it really?
Shit.
Yeah. So when you hit the same day you hit 1 year with us is the day that we're at 2.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. Just keeps rolling and rolling.
Yeah, man.
It's like It's like a cancerous mass. It just keeps growing.
That is the Grateful Nerd Collective. We are a cancerous mass.
Oh, man.
Hit it with the radiation.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, it has been a fun ride, though, brother.
It really has.
Yeah, man. We did the Muddy Roots recap episode, and then it wasn't long after you ended up going on and doing your own thing. And it has been awesome to watch you grow. For some people that don't know or haven't heard, I think we've mentioned it before, but the having a wonderful time, that was something that was kind of behind the scenes. And it was something that Paranoid had said during during that episode.
It was during that episode.
It was during that episode. He had said, he was just having such a wonderful time. We're like, and we enjoyed talking to him so much that we were like, you got to we've got to figure out something. We got to do something. And we sat back there and we had a little group chat, and we were trying to figure out, what are you going to call what are you going to call the podcast? And it landed on that. And it's been absolutely perfect. You've had a lot of awesome guests on, and now we're here a year later. We're going to talk about Muddy Roots, man.
Absolutely.
Well, the funny thing was, so you had said it on the podcast, and I just thought it was so funny the way you said it when I was editing that episode. And I started saying it like around the house to myself.
I would get random like voice messages from him trying to do like a Southern accent. It was fucking hilarious.
The joke is like, how messed up can you make the situation? And then once they started to decapitate the babies and passing the bodies around, and I was just having a wonderful time.
Oh my God.
Then the cult leader started passing out these little cups. I was just having a wonderful time. I was just like, how high could I escalate what dangerous situation you're in where you would still be calm? And
having a wonderful
Lord.
time.
Yeah.
Then the timer on the bomb got down to 5 seconds, and I was having a wonderful time.
Love it. That's great.
Fucking hilarious. But obviously I had to fly in, right? So I got into down into Nashville, got to meet up with the Muddy crew. Eli, Ashley, Jeff, we hung out in town and ended up obviously y'all know that I've been puffing on these pipes now. So I actually ended up going to a really cool it was called the Humidor. And they had a really nice selection in pipe tobacco and stuff. So I ended up swinging by, picking up a couple different varieties. But we ended up driving into Muddy Roots. We had an RV, right? Elijah and Ashley got an RV, and this was their first big trip. And I will admit, I was slightly nervous. It's not an old RV, but it's an older. This was the first trip that they're really taking. They've kind of cruised around town, but it's a big RV. It's got the room back there. It's got the shower. It's got everything. And we're hauling. We're flying down there. It's about an hour and a half trip. We pull into Muddy Roots. And if you've been around Muddy Roots, as soon as you kind of get in that area, it is a lot of short, steep hills. And as you can imagine, those brakes get used pretty heavily. And we pull into Muddy Roots and we're getting ready to have them check us in. And there is smoke dumping out our wheel well. Like both of the wheels. I thought it was on fire, dude. I was like, this is it. And I was like, we're stuck here. This thing's going to fucking burn down. Something's going to happen. And so it's smoking. We finally get to camp. And the whole time in my mind, before we're getting ready to leave, I was like, he's going to fire this up and those brakes are going to be seized. Cause we came into the campsite with them still smoking, parked it. And I was like, we're going to get ready to fire up at the end of the weekend. And it's not going to move because those brakes are just going to be fucking toasted together. But hey, it worked. It worked. So that was very interesting. But Paranoid ended up coming in a little bit later that day, right?
Yeah, I had to work, unfortunately, that day. But it was nice being able to get pictures and little texts from Grateful and K-pop because we were in a group chat.
Yep.
For Muddy Roots.
Can't wait to see you soon, honey.
Pretty much. That's pretty much how it was. I Grateful had taken a picture of the campsite. That way I knew where to go. And it was really cool because he got up on the hill right where the tents are and took a big picture.
Yeah.
And I could see Jeff sitting down in the seat right in front of the RV, waving. And I was like, there goes a bad motherfucker.
That's a bad motherfucker.
So, I ended up, as soon as I got off of work, I came home, packed up the remaining of my stuff and headed on out there. For me, it was different because I had moved recently. Yeah. And the whole way there, at least the first 30 miles is country roads, like curvy country roads. And this camper's wide that I have. I bought a 96 Fleetwood Terry recently.
And this was your inaugural trip for it too, right?
This was it.
Maiden voyage.
Pretty much figuring out what's wrong with this thing. So the first at least 25-30 miles, my ass was clenched the whole time because you're doing this number on the great roads of Tennessee. Now
you did have quite the setup though. You had like the sway bars. I mean, when you pulled in, you've got quite the setup though. I mean, you got to explain all that for the folks that don't. I mean, it wasn't just like a trailer hooked up to it. Like he had a specialized fucking spreader bars and shit. I
have a weight distribution kit for the camper and I also have an anti-sway bar to help out just because of the whole, pulling heavy ass trailer, and I certainly don't want to have any car accidents on the way. The only issue was though, whenever I got there, it was late, and there was people that had parked their cars right in the way of where I was supposed to initially had parked.
I was not. I was as the person that was there ahead of time and had promised everybody that they would save spots. I fell short in my duties. I did my best, but I will tell you this:
in the spot.
I know I should. Right, we should have laid a bunch of shit out. That was my fault. But I will tell you this: your boy over there is killer at driving with a trailer. Fucking surprised the hell out of me. I was like, I didn't even know he had this in him.
Yeah,
the 48-point turn.
Pretty much like,
yeah.
I had to pull down a hill and like off to the side. There was like a cutoff on the hill too, like where it had collapsed, and so like I had to like maneuver around this thing in between cars. Down by the RV. I mean, I made it down there. It was dark, it's pitch black. Luckily, I had them to kind of help me somewhat guide the way, but
it was tough, man.
It
was in the middle of the night. A majority of us had already started indulging in different types of things,
pretty much.
And we were like, yeah, we want to put you over here, but these two people had parked right there, and there was literally it was two cars right next to each other, and in the pitch black, he backs it up, and there's not even a foot between each car, like between his trailer and the car next to him. And he just guides it right in there. And I was like, holy shit. And
did the parking spot moan when he got in?
He sure did.
He's like, and you're like, got it. Take the keys out.
Oh, Lord.
It was perfect. I will admit it got hairy for a second because he starts backing it up, and I had no idea what he was trying to do. Like, I was not paying attention. And I was like, "Yep, you're looking good, dude. You're doing good." You know, and it's like that's not where I'm trying to go, asshole. like at that point, I was just like, I am just gonna stand back here to look to make sure he doesn't hit a car. And I had no idea he was trying to get it in between, because I honestly didn't think that was even going to be possible. Like, it didn't even cross my mind. And yeah, sure enough, he's like, no, I'm trying to get it in between the cars. I was like, oh, fuck. So there was a good Samaritan. That is the one thing about Muddy Roots is there was people just walking around, and, you know, there's so much going on, but this gentleman, I wish I caught his name. I'm sure he told me, but again, I can't remember. He just stopped what he was doing, and he just walked over and helped us. I mean, he was up there with Paranoid, and he was kind of guiding him in. He was a little bit more experienced with telling Paranoid exactly what he had to do. Like, right. Hey, because you couldn't see, and I was just kind of watching those cars to make sure you weren't going to hit them. But I wasn't be like, hey, turn your wheel to the left or right. But this guy came in and saved the fucking day, and basically just guided him right in there. And that was fucking fun.
It was a blast. Yeah. And then not only that, we disconnected the weight distribution kit. We were trying to level out the camper. And so like one side of the camper, we had to put it on blocks. And
that I puckered up.
So what happened was instead of putting one piece of wood on the actual tongue, we put two. And that was a terrible idea because the wood just didn't stay in place.
We were on just like a slight incline, and it shifted.
The whole thing shifted, and me and Grateful were standing in the front of the camper, and we put our hands on like, we're gonna stop this damn 7,000-pound camper.
I looked down at him and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Why didn't we just move out of the way? Did we really think we were gonna stop this thing? He's like,
dude, I laughed so hard because I was sitting there thinking, how the fuck were we going to stop this thing? Like, for real. Once Grateful brought that point up, I was like, there's no fucking way we could have, like, I mean, I was putting my hand up there like I was going to stop this damn thing.
It would have been me potting by myself. They were crushed by a trailer.
Well, guys, yeah.
At a punk festival.
Yeah. We were out there just having a wonderful time.
We came back for this episode. We're missing, like, he's missing a leg, I'm missing an arm. We're like, we're just having a wonderful time.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
No, but not long after that, we pretty much hit the scene because you had said, dude, we got to just stop. We're stressing out over this. We need to like just go out and have a great time and watch some bands. It's like the whole time we were listening or while we were working on this camper, bands were playing. So I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and just
over there. Yeah.
Let's just go.
It was, so we got it unhooked. We finally got it leveled. And, obviously we were trying to get it all set up. But again, with him, I think he showed up, it was after dark. So, I mean, what had to be like 7, 8 o'clock or so by the time he ended up. So we were stressing. This is the first time he's got this out in the field. This is the first time really setting it up. And so we really didn't know, how we were going to do everything. He, didn't really have a plan. So, but we got it all set up. Now, there was a couple bands that I was really excited for. One of the bucket list bands for that day, Carrie Nation and the Speakeasy. Unfortunately, you missed them.
I did.
But my God, so they're a band that I've been listening to for a very long time. I would even say, most of you guys know that I'm a big Billy Strings fan, and I kind of got into that like more traditional kind of bluegrass style stuff. But early on, there was a few bands that kind of brought me in from, I've always listened to punk music, right? Like that was something that always kind of drew me in. Carrie Nation and the Speakeasy was one of those early on kind of like bringing me into that folk punk world, bluegrass style, and they fucking rocked it. They absolutely killed it, man. That's actually the band where Grow Me made that meme. I don't know if you guys remember when he made that, talking about, asking if you wanted to listen to bluegrass, but he said,
oh yeah, actually I do remember that.
Yeah. He's like, but do you want to listen to bluegrass ska music? And he's like, yeah, fuck yeah. And that was the band. Carrie Nation, the Speakeasy. They are exactly what I expected, man. Like they get up there and they just fucking go at it, like just fast playing. You got the bluegrass instruments with a trumpet and trombone is just fucking awesome. Absolutely killer. So got to see them. I am gonna kind of bring this back because I want to make sure that I hit some of these bands that I had saw before you made it.
Oh, sure.
The first band that we ended up seeing was the Titans of Siren, and I had never heard of them before. And they were the first band that I actually got some footage of. And the energy that they brought to that stage was insane. All of them, I'm going to give it to all of them. They all did amazing. But
those clips were crazy.
Right?
That you sent me.
That bass player would not fucking stay on the stage. Like he was doing anything. Like I'm pretty sure that he said to himself before getting on stage there, I am going to do whatever I can to not play my bass on stage. And he did it. He was jumping off the stage, running around the tent. He at one point got off. There was those Connexes that were off to the side. You remember that on the that main strip right there, Paranoid?
Oh yeah.
So he got up and he was standing on top of that.
What?
Dude, you'll have to see some of the footage of it, man.
Yeah, like I haven't seen it yet.
He was climbing up the poles of the tent and hanging off the tent, like just
whoa,
dude. A car,
he was standing on like a dumpster across on the other side of the road.
Yeah. What the fuck? I missed all that.
You missed some good. I mean, dude, that one was all like. So they were one of the. I would say the Titans of Siren were one of. There's a couple of them that I was pleasantly surprised about, and the Titans of Siren were actually one of those ones that really, really surprised me. And there was one of them. He a golf cart's going by, and he literally jumps off stage and he goes and he sits down in the golf cart as it's going by and just fucking drives down, and then he's just gone. And the guitar player at one point had some little like fireworks that were what are they, like smoke bombs or whatever he had taped to his guitar, and he's running down the fucking main thing with it, just dumping smoke out. They did quite the show. It was really fucking cool. So I hope that they come back next year so you get to see them. But yeah, they were fucking killer. There was a couple other ones that we saw. Chain Snatcher was really fucking cool. I did get some video of those guys.
They sounded awesome.
they
I
were
found like
fucking killer.
just from the clips you sent me, I found like a whole bunch of bands I want to start listening to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like we are, so that this is set in here. We're saying it while recording, so you can't back out of it now. Nerd will be at Muddy Roots 2026.
Please,
for
you
sure.
got to come, bro.
Yeah, that'll be so much fun.
I have a space in my camper for you, bro. Like I'm ready.
That's it. Yep. Then there was a couple other ones that we had caught. I wanted to see Between the Backwoods, but I think we had just kind of walked past them. Joe's Truck Stop. They were really cool. The lead singer ended up I guess Mr. Joe was ended up playing with Possessed by James Paul later in the Possessed by Paul James.
Paul James.
Yes, I always fuck that. I don't know why I always fuck that up. I always want to call him James Paul. I don't know why that. It just sounds. It kind of rolls off my tongue a little bit better. But so he was really cool. That was the first time I had seen him. I didn't know anything about him. And then of course Catacombs. Catacombs. I've seen her play live a few times at Muddy Roots, and she's great. That's Amigo the Devil's sister. She plays keyboard for that band. But her solo stuff is great. She's got an amazing voice. She plays really well on the keys. And I believe she said she's trying to step out more playing guitar this year. So it was really cool to see her. She had her own like custom guitar that said Catacombs in it. So it was pretty sweet. But I think you ended up showing up not too long after that. Oh no. Moonshine Wagons.
No, the first band that we seen that I'm really happy that you brought me to them was the Jake Orvis and the Bullshit Brothers. Like to me, that was the best opening for me. Yes. For Muddy Roots. Like it was such a great band. Like I'm so glad you introduced me to them.
So before we get talking about them, because they were another one of my bucket list ones, the Moonshine Wagon. So they are a band, if I'm correct, from Spain. They were supposed to come out a previous year, but something happened. They weren't able to make it. So they're like a bluegrass folk kind of band out of Spain, and they fucking killed it. They were awesome to see. Enjoyed it a lot. And then of course, Possessed by Paul James, we ended up seeing. He was another one that I had planned on seeing other years, but he couldn't make it. But yes, Jake Orvis, for anybody that doesn't know, Jake Orvis is a mandolin player, and he used to be part of one of my all-time favorite bluegrass bands. One of those bands that got me in early on, and that was kind of transferring from that crust punk, folk punk kind of scene over into the more traditional type bluegrass. And that band was called the 357 String Band. And they are a band that I've worn out over and over and over again. I absolutely love them. But Jake Orvis does his own thing, and they fucking killed it. Absolutely amazing. And I think it was awesome for you too, because your recent exploration into playing a new instrument is a mandolin, and seeing a guy like that play on stage was amazing. Right,
for sure. Yeah, it was to just watching him. It was effortlessly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was like. I mean, he's such a natural, and his presence was freaking awesome too. Like I just enjoyed just listening to him, because he would ramble on in between the songs too, talking about different situations in his life and stuff, and it was just really cool be able to experience that.
There is certain people that just have that stage presence. There's certain people that get up there and they are just naturals. Given he's been doing it a long time, when he gets up there, he knows how to drive the crowd. Like he's standing up there, and the there's no nervous, you can't see any, like, it is just another day for him. He's up there doing what he loves with the people he loves, and he gets into talking about that. I think that's kind of like a commonality through all of, the people with Muddy Roots, is this community that people feel, this love, that, that they're always coming back to it, right? This isn't the first time Jake Orvis has played there. He's played there before. But you could just see how comfortable these people are up playing on stage. And to explain what I saw, because again, I'm a big Jake Orvis fan. I've always like that was something for me. Like, I don't like putting people up on pedestals, or, especially with musicians or people that I have the opportunity to meet. But he was one that I've definitely put up on a pedestal, just because he's, like, again, one of my favorite bands he played mandolin in. And he can drive that crowd, and all the guys that he's been playing with, I think they've been playing together for a handful of years now. I think they've been from a couple different countries, if I'm correct. And then I believe one of the other guys, I am blanking on what that band was that he then played in, but the banjo player, I believe, was playing with another band later that night or the next day.
Yeah, I remember seeing him the next day.
Yeah. So it was really cool on top of it to see, other artists switching up, either doing a solo act, or, they're filling in for somebody, or they're part of another band. So it was really cool to see people jump around like that.
Yeah, I'd say I noticed that throughout the whole event. There were several of them.
Yeah. Again, just going back to that family, going back to that community. These people are, you know what I mean? They're playing with somebody, and then they're going out to another one. Like, and that, I think that also speaks for their talent and their love for it, right? Because they're up there just playing all these songs and absolutely killing it. It takes work. Like, when you play an instrument, sure. I mean, you get it and you get down, you learn it. But to be able to get up and play in front of an audience and be able to be proficient in those songs, takes a lot of fucking talent, man. So,
for sure.
Them boys and girls that come out to Muddy Roots to play, just top notch folks.
Yeah. I will say this though too. I know briefly I mentioned it earlier about the being able to de-stress and listen to the music. Like, I was at the beginning of Jake Orvis, I was stressed the fuck out. I was still thinking about the camper possibly rolling down the hill and me and Grateful holding it. And by the end of his performance, I think I was, all that stress was gone. Like, I felt great. Like, Grateful had a great idea, just going and enjoying the music and just letting go. And it definitely helped me out for sure in that moment. So I appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate it. It was great to share that moment with you, that to know that we both saw
share a near-death experience together.
Yes.
You're like bonded for life now.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, so we there was a few other bands that we ended up seeing that night. A couple that I missed that I was kind of bummed about. But we ended up catching Eagles of Death Metal for a little bit. Now, I will admit that it is not my genre of music, but they did a killer job. I mean, they definitely have their the guy is a showman for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
He was really cool. Really fucking cool. And then another band, I was just personally too tired, but I know a couple people that we had talked to were really excited for that Fairy Ring. Unfortunately, we didn't see them. I was already trying to wind down by then, but Fairy Ring did sing us to bed. At that point, Paranoid and I had turned in for the night, and he was gracious enough to let me stay in his camper. And it was a wonderful, he had a great setup. That bed was comfortable. I slept fucking amazing. And Fairy Ring sung us to sleep that night. So that was good. Overall, I think we had a pretty good first day.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, other than getting there, I had a great time.
Yeah, I also had a wonderful fucking.
I had a wonderful time.
Sam, fucking.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
This is why we're cutting your commission.
Right? I always feel bad saying it because I feel like I don't want to overuse it.
That's
But yeah,
I am bummed that we missed Thursday.
oh, I know.
So
Yeah.
So for anybody that hasn't been or doesn't know, Muddy Roots is a Thursday through technically Monday.
I thought you meant the band Thursday.
Right.
I was like, damn, that sucks. They're awesome live.
But they open up Thursday. I want to say it's somewhere around the afternoon, or you can like start rolling in around like mid-morning. And they always normally have some good lineups. One of the things that I did get to catch last year was the Aztec ceremony. And that is pretty interesting in itself. Next year, I definitely want to make sure we make it there. And if it's allowed, I'd like to document it, take some video of it. Because it's one of those things where it's like it gives you goosebumps. So I can't remember who the folks are that come up to do it, but they come to do it every year, and they do a ceremony. They bless the field, they bless the mud father. They do this whole thing, and it's really cool. It's like this whole ritual. So if you can, y'all definitely got to make sure you make it to the Thursday. You got to you've got to stay for the whole thing to get the whole Muddy Roots experience. But yes, so unfortunately we did miss that.
Yeah, I would like to go ahead and try to take off next year. It's been hard for me because my seniority hasn't been there yet for Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
It's always like everybody takes off around that same time. And so I'm going to try to at least next year. That way I'm not pulling in at 8:00 at night and almost dying on the side of a hill.
Yeah, it's tough.
No more of that. Like I'm kind of done with that situation.
Well, now we know.
Yep.
Now you know. And I think next year, this is the thing with Muddy Roots is like you can go. I'm sure there's folks that have figured it out by now because it has been going for so long. And from what it seems like, there's a lot of folks that are just they come year after year after year. So you do get your sense of, like, okay, this is what we're going to do next year. So each year you just try to build on it a little more and more. And the first year that I went was 2019. And I went with my wife, and we did bare bones. It was camping a tent, and that it was just me and her.
Oh, wow.
And then the next year that I ended up going, so that was I was still living down in that area. And then I ended up moving up north, so COVID happened, right? And unfortunately, they had to shut down Muddy Roots for that year. So I ended up missing that. Otherwise, I would have been going each year since then. But they shut that down, and then I moved up north. And unfortunately, I missed 1 year, but I made it the next year. And that was with K-pop. And we were staying in a tent that time. I was at that point I was going with the as I'm going to call them the Muddy Roots crew, the Muddy crew. So Elijah, Ashley, and Jeff, they have become the Muddy crew. That's who we go with every year now. And it's been awesome to see our progression every year. Just built like, okay, we learned what we missed, what we needed this year. Now we're going to go next year and we're going to hit it even harder. And this year was definitely the best. It was the setup that we had before we get back into the bands, just to give everybody an idea. So if you're coming into Muddy Roots, right? You come in, you get checked in. There's the little bar, the check-in area that's up front. Well, if you go to the right as they flag you in, you're going to go down this little hill, and then you come back up and you bend around, and you're coming down this dirt road, and you're looking at the main stretch where all the vendors are, all the bands go to play. And then there's this little tree that's off to the left, and you have all the porta potties, right? Every year we get down in that little section right over there. So if you're coming next year and you're hearing this, come find us down there. You see a bunch of guys with a bunch of beards. That's us. We're down there.
Just follow your nose of cannabis. To be
That
honest with you.
is true. That is true. Yes, there's a little smoke cloud coming up above a certain camping site. That's us.
That's us.
So we get in there and we've got our RV right there. And we had the awning came out. We had, we set up a little carpet. K-pop comes in. He comes in with his boys. They set up all their tents, their little pop-up. What was that?
That was a fly.
I just saw it, like the corner of your screen just go dark for a second.
It was a solar or a lunar eclipse or solar eclipse.
That's fucking great.
Sorry.
Don't cut that out. That's perfect. So we've got this all set up. Paranoid comes in, and I feel like we've got like our little itty bitty compound there, right? We've got it set up. We've got cornhole. We've got that out. We've got the tables and everything. So it was just an awesome fucking setup. And of course, K-pop's boys brought their instruments. So that was a lot of fun. Was that Saturday or Sunday that they ended up playing the open mic?
They played the open mic on Sunday morning or Sunday at noon. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But it was really, really fun to see. It's something that I wish that I had kept up with. And honestly, you guys are helping me to try to stay accountable with this because, I mean, I've been playing music for a long time since I was little, but I've kind of strayed away from it. I haven't played as much anymore. But between you, Paranoid, and seeing G3 pick up a mandolin, and it makes me want to pick mine up and just get my chops up ready for next year. We'll be able to jam at Muddy Roots, and then we'll have G3 out at the Alebrije pop up. So we'll have to get all three of us together to play. But that's my plan.
That'd be awesome,
right?
I would love that.
That would be a lot of fucking fun.
For real.
We're about to take over Alebrije's drop and just be like a bluegrass picking festival.
Right.
So thank you, Alebrije, for throwing the first bluegrass picking festival next year. We appreciate you.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Right. But no, dude, so it's giving me a little bit of drive because the little tangent that I just went off there is because his boys brought his guitar and banjo and they got to sit there and play for us. And it was really awesome. That
was really cool, eating breakfast and listening to them play. Like, yeah, I love that. It was so great. There was this nice cool breeze. Like Tennessee mornings are great. Mm-hmm. And it was a nice cool breeze out. And I'm sitting here eating eggs and beef brats and listening to Evan Williams. And what was his brother's name?
Trevor,
yes. Yep, listening to them both play. They were fucking excellent. They're great musicians.
Great musicians.
Yep. Yeah. And they're super talented.
Yes, very. And it was awesome to be able to so this is the first year that we had met them, and I believe they are going to be coming next year. So that's going to be awesome. Again, that's one of those things where I was watching them play and I was like, I wish that I had been practicing and I could have broke out the mandolin, but I was like, I didn't want to cramp their style and be like, oh, look at this fucking idiot. Fucking play this thing. So I was like, you know what? Just let them do their thing. They got to get ready for the open mic. They've been, play. But Trevor's claw. So there's a couple different styles of banjo playing, and you've got the scrug style or the 3-finger picking style. And he played the claw hammer, and that's kind of more of a traditional type style banjo playing. And I really, really enjoy that style. And he did a great job with it. It was awesome to see him sit there and play. And like you said, just being able to sit. So that's the other thing about Muddy Roots is, obviously you've got the bands playing, but that doesn't start till the afternoon. So if you walk around Muddy Roots, doesn't matter what time of day really, but in the morning is really cool because if you're walking up and down the aisles, the road, you'll hear campsites playing music. And everybody brings their instruments. Everybody's just having a good time. This year they had that open mic. I don't think they had it last year, if I remember correctly.
No, there was no
So
open mic.
it was really cool to see different people popping up. One of our neighbors was actually played the pop up, or played the open mic, and they were really cool. I can't remember their name. I want to say it was like Dead Man something or other. So forgive me, but if you were our neighbor and you were in that area, y'all killed it. They had that drum and the guitar. I guess they had played previous year at Muddy Roots. I'm not sure which year, but they were a lot of fun.
No, for sure.
So it was just really cool to see people kind of popping up and playing music in different areas. A lot of fucking fun.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about them waterfalls?
Yeah. Yep. So Saturday, right? Was it Saturday that we went, or Sunday?
Yeah, it was Saturday.
Okay. The Death Machine did not disappoint.
No, not at all. Oh, it came back with flying colors, bro. This thing, oh my God. Like, it pulls up and the back bench had fallen down. Like, there was no bolts, and this damn thing was leaning. And Grafe was like, "Are we sitting back there?" I was like, "I think we are."
So we're sitting there, and we came at a perfect time, dude. I don't know if you had noticed it, but it was extra busy. So compared to last year, you would go up to that area and you had you would have to buy a ticket. Now, I won't say it was the worst, but they did increase the price. I get it. Inflation and all that stuff, the gas prices, carrying a bunch of heavy motherfuckers in the back of a fucking thing. I get it. So $6 got you a ride over to the waterfall. Now, it's the same setup, right? Same truck, same trailer, same church pews. And as you would expect, as the years go on, wood does not necessarily stay together as it should, especially if it's outside.
Yeah, usually around like your mid 40s, right? But they have pills for that.
Well, that trailer could have used some of those pills, because it was sagging. And Paranoid looks at me, he's like, "What the fuck, dude?" And it just happened to be as we loaded up, of course I said, "Paranoid, you move in, I'll protect you. I'll sit here on this outside." So I was sitting a little low boy, like the church pew, and it had basically, like, the seat had just fell, and it was basically at a slant, and it was comfortable. I do have to tell you that. I was slightly nervous about some of the nails that were there. I was like, "Oh, yep, I'm getting tetanus at Muddy Roots. Here we go, lockjaw. It's going to be fun." But no, it was, they ended up fixing it very quickly. It was not something that I think was like really like a safety thing that we really had to worry. It wasn't like it was going to fall off the back. That's for sure. But of course, just picking fun at it. Right. It was definitely a little, it was slightly dangerous, but they did address it and they did get it fixed. They had some big old,
they fixed it after we rode over, though. So we sat on the slant all the way over, like that. You know that video that you just released. Yeah. The end of the video is us sitting on the slant.
Yep. Yeah.
Of the pew.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. It was good. It was a good ride. I made sure to take some video of that, and that was fun. Actually, on the trip back, we ended up getting in the truck bed.
Oh, that was awesome.
And I have a public service announcement for anybody that's a pipe smoker and that is on an outside vehicle. Like if you're where air is quickly moving, if you have your pipe lit and there is air moving around it aggressively, that air is flowing through the pipe and it is stoking that fire that you have in there.
Oh no.
My pipe got very, very hot.
Oh no.
I mean, like, I'm sitting there holding it and I'm like, oh, and like I'm waiting for like shit to start like flying out. I'm like, oh, like I'm in front of everybody. This thing's getting hot. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So I'm sitting there, I'm like trying to put my hand over it. I'm like holding it, and the thing's just burning my hand. And I was like,
oh my God.
if we go on this again, I am not smoking my pipe. So for anybody that didn't know, now you know. Yeah.
Jesus.
That was I was like, my thing's just gonna burst into flames. It was getting fucking hot. Getting really hot. But so we made it there. We made it there safely.
We sure did.
And we ended up going down to the big waterfalls. And I found it very interesting because it was just slightly different. You know what I'm talking about, Paranoid?
What do you mean?
So the past couple years we've been there, past few years we've been there, you have two sections. You have the small waterfall, you have the big waterfall. And if you kind of wanted to relax and like kind of wade in the water and not have to deal with, crazy, trying to swim and stuff, you go to the small waterfalls. And if you wanted to swim, you wanted to kind of have a little bit more room to move around, you go to the big waterfalls. Well, this year when we got out there, I'm getting ready, you walk along the slate, whatever the type of stone it is, right? It's in like these little like slate pieces, right? So you walk over there, and as you get closer, it gets a little more slippery, as you would expect, right? Because this is where water is running over. So it gets a little slimy, it's a little slippery. And then there would be a drop off into the water. So you would walk on these rocks, and then boom, you would be into the water. Well, this year, I don't know if they had like a really big storm or they actually had somebody come out there and fill it in a little bit, but you used to not be able to stand out in the water, the large waterfall area. You couldn't stand out there. You would have to like tread water. But this year it was like the whole bottom of that river was just covered in gravel, and you could stand. I mean, the water would be up to about right there. But yeah, it was interesting.
Or for me, the water was about right there.
Us shorter folks, we were still on our tippy toes. But yeah, I'll tell you what, it was the best year over there for sure. I liked being able to walk. I didn't really much care for having to, have a floaty and kind of float around. So it was nice. It was really nice. I will say that the water does seem like it's slowed down a little bit. So it kind of makes me think that there was maybe like something happened there. And the storm pushed a bunch of that rock down to the bottom. But it kind of diverted the little area that you could get off into, where they used to have some sort of mill there or something, where that waterfall comes through.
Right.
So there's like this little alcove that's off to the left there. And they have some sort of like concrete basin that was there that has some metal stuff. And if I remember correctly, someone said that there used to be a mill of some sort there, and they would harness the water for using it. And the water was not as strong over there anymore. So the river is definitely changing. So if you like to go hang out at the river down there, make sure you get down there before it changes too much.
Yeah, honestly, I liked going in that little alcove.
That's always fun.
Dude, that tripped me out.
Comes.
Yeah. He grateful. I was nervous the whole time because you can't really see where you're going. You basically have to swim as hard as you fucking can to get into this little section. Yep. And I'm sitting here watching old military guy in front of me just dive into the water and just take off like it's nothing. And I'm like, oh, I've got to do this too. Like, holy shit. So I dive in and I push with all my might, and I get up in this little corner, and Grateful's like, so what we have to do is we have to get on this thing. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, fuck, man. I'm going to slip and fall. Like, the water's flowing pretty damn good. And he gets up there and he sits back and he leans back, and he said, you have to lean back so the water falls onto your head. I'm like, okay. So I get up there and I'm nervous as shit the whole time because I feel like I'm going to slip and fall because like this water is flowing pretty good.
Did we do that the first year, or this was
my first time?
This was oh no shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to the small falls last year, not the big ones.
Right. Yeah.
So I get up there. I'm nervous as shit, but I get up there and I do let the water fall onto my head, and it was like exhilarating. Like,
dude, if you think that it was hard to swim up this year, last year, I mean, like they're like some people weren't even making it. Like you would have to like fucking swim, and then like we'd be like reaching each other, like reaching hands.
oh wow.
I'm telling you, like this year was a lot different than the previous years that I've been there. It's a lot more enjoyable because you can kind of just relax and hang out. But yeah, you don't get like that, like you feel like you're fucking like swimming up white waters to
I don't know, dude. I felt like I was swimming pretty damn hard. Like you're making it seem like it was just a bubbling brook, but it was not a bubbling brook for me, bro. Like I was pushing with all my might trying to get up this little alcove.
Yeah, you used to not be able to stand in that area. Like the just before you get into that little
right
nook area, you used to have like you couldn't touch the ground. You would have to swim.
Oh
yeah. So that's what I'm saying is
wow.
It's pretty much a babbling brook compared to what it was. Like, yeah. Like there was a couple times like when I first tried to get out there or, like a few years ago, like you do the first attempt and you try to get up there and you're like, oh no, I guess I didn't have enough.
No.
And then like you would get up again and then like you would go to reach the rocks over there and then you'd like slip off the rocks and get a little, you get like that, like discouraged, like, oh, look at all these people looking at me and I can't fucking swim up there. Like, and then you're slipping and you got your buddy like, give me your hand. You can't hear him over all the fucking water crashing. And,
right. Oh, me. Well, I guess next time I'll make sure I eat my Wheaties just in case.
There you go. But no, that's gonna be fun. We'll have Nerd to show him next year.
I'm a good swimmer. I'll save you guys. I was on swim team and shit.
Oh no shit.
There we go. So if you want mouth to mouth from Nerd, all you've got to do is pretend you're drowning, and he'll save you.
I will pretend all day, bro.
With tongue. You're not supposed to caress my buttocks while giving me CPR.
Why are you pinching my nipple? What the fuck's going on?
But yeah, so unfortunately, that was our only day that we ended up going to the falls. I personally like going every day because it's kind of it's my way of showering. When I'm at Muddy Roots, I do not take a shower, so you get a little ripe.
So what? You're a nasty bitch.
It is true. It is true. But we all get a little bit of. Everybody gets a little bit of stink after a day in the field.
Oh, for sure. Well, can we bring up the fact that it wasn't really Muddy Roots this year? It was Dusty Roots.
It was Dusty Roots to the point that I thought I was getting sick. Like the maybe I had a little bit of the Wook flu, maybe, but I can tell you like that second day after being there, it was dusty, and it was like I woke up the next morning and my sinuses were fucked. Like I was just clogged up, and I was like blowing my nose. There was just dirt coming out.
Yeah, you gotta bring like Afrin with you next year or something. Some Flonase.
Well, see, that's the thing is up here, I do take bee pollen on a daily basis, but I take bee pollen. When you're taking bee pollen, you take it for the area you live in, so you don't have as much allergies issues, and that's what I've been doing all summer. And then I went down to Tennessee and I raw dogged it, and my sinuses got fucked.
Well, not only that, is the ragweed was really bad.
Was it
over the last few weeks? So that I'm sure that it could have been the issue as well, because I was having the same issue.
I think all of us ended up, and that's how I knew that it wasn't like, okay, I'm getting sick. There was multiple of us, and it just happened so quick. It was like boom.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, you get in those tents, you get walking up and down. They do take care of the dust pretty well. They have a truck that goes around that has a big old tank on it, and they they wet the
all the roads
and shit. Yeah. So that's good. At least that takes care of a lot of it. But you get a bunch of people moshing doing this or that.
Oh my
It
God,
kicks up quick.
dude! It's not only the moshing; it was the kick dancing that they were doing. So like they would be bouncing around and they would kick, and then they would bounce around and they would kick, and they kept on doing that. And I'm like, we were sitting there at the big stage. Do you remember the name of that band?
Was it which day was it?
It was Saturday. It was that. Yeah, it was right after we got back from the waterfalls. I think we went and walked around, and there was one at the big stage.
Yeah. So I'm almost positive the first ones that we started kind of rolling into was Blossom and Bone.
Blossom and Bone, yeah, they were good. That wasn't the band. Yeah, that wasn't the band I was talking about, but Blossom and Bone was really, really good.
Coffin Cats, I think, is who you're talking about.
Yes, it was the Coffin Cats.
They were a band I saw back in 2019. They are awesome. They absolutely killed it. They for anybody that doesn't know who Coffin Cats are, they're like a psychobilly rockabilly band. They've got the big upright bass and the guitar player and all that, and
they were so good. They were so fucking good
for a psychobilly band. The bass player stands on top of the bass, and
dude,
they were going back and forth.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Instruments, so fucking cool, man.
It tripped me out watching it, like how much energy that guy had, because he was picking up that bass and just spinning it around, and then he would flop it down and climb on it.
Yep.
I'm like, how is he doing all this? Like,
I've personally owned an upright bass, and I loved playing it. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm just a little bit of too large of a guy. I feel to get on top of a bass like that. I've always wanted to, like that looks fucking awesome and that sounds sweet. But I'm like, yeah, my fat ass is not getting up. Like I could just see myself stepping up on the bass and it just fucking
crumbles
crumble underneath me. And then that's it. Like, all right, guys, show's over. Sorry.
Yeah, that you had those Coffin Cat shorts too.
Yes.
You did bust out those shorts.
So, there's always like it's kind of hard for me to put it. So I like to wear short shorts occasionally, right? I didn't know how I was going to come back because I knew it was going to come up. Yes. So I have a pair of Coffin Cat booty shorts, as you would call them. They're very small, very skimpy. I'm pretty sure they're probably for females. But my love for short shorts came from the day of as they would call them, ranger panties, right? They're kind of like those little blue or not the little green shorts. They have like the swimming trunk things in there. And Ashley made sure to tell everybody that was my little guilty pleasure that I liked. I like my legs to get suntan. I like the air flow in that area. So fuck me for that.
Feels good on the paint.
Enjoying myself. Yeah. Like, sorry. I like for my things to be, nice and aired out. But she made sure to tell everybody, "Oh, did you bring your short shorts?" And I was like, "Well, of course. What the fuck do you think?"
I'm so glad she did.
We all gotta appreciate the Grateful Grundle.
The Grateful Grundle. That's the best way to put it for real. It was.
I went and I put them on for the sake of it to show everybody because it was a show and tell situation.
I love show and tell.
Yeah,
mostly showing.
Yeah, there was no
100% showing.
There was no telling. No.
There was no. He didn't have to tell. He just had to walk. That's all he had to do.
So and that's the thing with Muddy Roots, man. And my first year when I was there with my wife, because I didn't have as many people to judge me and laugh at me while
I wasn't judging, bro.
No,
I wasn't laughing at
I'm totally joking. My first year, I mean, like. Those shorts were fucking perfect. That's actually where I picked them up my first year.
Oh, for real?
For the Coffin Cats. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Because that year, that's all I did wear was my ranger panties, my little green shorts. That's all I wore all year. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And this is actually kind of a good point here to kind of talk about the people is you're not going to get judged out there for whatever you want to wear, man. Like you if I wanted to fucking wear a G-string, now given if it covered everything, would have been fine. There was men up there that were wearing fishnet stockings, that were wearing Speedo type stuff, and their cheeks hanging out. You can wear whatever the fuck you want out there. Someone may look at you, but they're not going to point and laugh. They're not going to make fun of you. They're not going to judge you for it. Muddy Roots is the place to go and be yourself. Dress how you want, be who you want. As long as you're not a fucking asshole, you can do whatever the hell you want. So, yeah, I have not worn the short shorts out in out and about as much anymore. Your boy has put on a couple extra pounds, so they're a little bit tighter. The curves are shown, and I'll be honest with you,
I'm not hearing any problems.
I did not want to objectify myself as a piece of meat for everybody to stare at my curves. So I changed back into my regular clothes.
I was so upset when you changed, dude. Like I was so hoping that you were going to wear those shorts up to the stages, man.
Well, next year, I think it depends on the heat, right? So I mean, as long as I feel okay, I'm fine. But I'll tell you what, if it starts getting hot, y'all are
cheeks flapping.
The cheeks are going to be out flapping. It just is what it is. So yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up, though.
I had to say, man, it was one of the best moments of Muddy Roots for me, for sure.
So we're sitting at the campsite, and Ashley brings it up. She goes, brings up the short shorts. Like, of course I got him, and everybody's like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah, I had no idea.
So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I'll go put them on. And so yeah, went and put them on, and of course, as soon as I make the turn around the camper, everyone goes, "Hey, what is like?"
Dude, I was drop jawed. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Damn,
I was jealous. Like I need to. It made me want to get short shorts and wear them. Like they're
very comfortable. I'll tell you that. Like, don't knock the short shorts.
No, I'm not knocking any of this. This is great. Like
I know some people like, the shorts got to be below the knees, or I personally like my daily shorts to be just above the knee. I do like the little bit of a shorter.
That's what
shorts,
I buy too. Above the knee.
Just above the knee. But in certain situations, just below the balls is the choice, and those short shorts just below the balls is the choice for Muddy Roots.
It is
right. So next year I will make sure to have some more Ranger panties, and I'll bring the Coffin Cats one.
Yes,
the Coffin Cats one is a little more dangerous because there is no inner netting. So if you sit a certain way, something happens, things are falling out, and that just is what it is. At least with the Ranger panties, they got the inner security. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like you're sitting there and you like shift over a little bit, and it just feels like a warm ball of silly putty hits your ankle.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I mean, Paranoid got to, he got to experience me in a little bit more of a scandalous getup.
Yeah,
and I feel a little bit closer to you now, buddy.
Makes a straight man want to have gay thoughts.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Oh man. So yeah, we saw the Coffin Cats. They were fucking killer. One of the bands that I was also really excited for was the Blossom and Bone. They played last year. Unfortunately, it was one of those bands that I just kind of caught in passing, but I found out that I really fucking liked them and I really enjoyed it. I actually listened to them quite frequently throughout the year coming up. So when I found out that they were going to be playing again, I made sure to catch them. So I actually did get some footage of their mic check, and they played a full song. I got to record that, and then of course we saw them play, and they are just an awesome folky bluegrass, like train hopping band. Like they're just really fucking cool. So the lead singer is there playing the banjo. He's sitting on a like a suitcase type thing with the the little kick foot for the kick drum. I believe it's his wife is the guitar player and the second singer. And then of course they have a bass player, and then they have a washboard player. And it was just a really fun band. Like,
oh my
they're
God, they
just
were so
really
good.
fucking cool.
Yeah, they were mesmerizing. Like I remember watching them, just be like, "This is truly amazing."
So the husband and wife thing, so he sings, she sings. It kind of just depends. It seems like, but with them singing together, he's got like this deep raspy voice, and she's got this voice that very smooth, but it punches through that little bit of a high, that high end. And when they sing together, it's awesome. They are just a really, I hope that they come next year, because they have become one of my favorite bands to see. So yeah, really fucking cool. And then the other bands that we had saw for that day, the Schizophonics, they were really cool. Again, not really.
They look like they fucking ripped. Like
so much energy.
Oh, the energy was insane.
The video that you took of them. So that's all I've heard is that one video, but it sounded like they were like very like fuzzy, kind of retro rock sound.
Yes, that's exactly what they were. It's if I remember correctly, it's the lead guy plays guitar and vocals, and then is it a female playing bass and a female playing drums, from what I recall?
That's what it looked like, yeah.
Yeah. The energy that they had, specifically more geared towards the lead singer. If I jumped around like that, I would have fucking broken a leg. I would have fucking fell. But this dude's fucking jumping up, fucking doing like splits and shit. Yeah, they were a lot of fun. Again, not really my music that I listen to every day, but it's cool to just kind of walk around Muddy Roots and you run into these bands that you'd never listen to otherwise. And they were really fucking rocking.
Yeah,
and
there's one that I want to throw out is the Voodoo Glow Skulls. That was one that I enjoyed seeing.
That's one of my favorite bands. I'm so jealous that you guys got to see them. They're like one of the few big ska bands I haven't seen.
Oh, really?
They're really fucking good.
Because I've seen like Real Big Fish, Streetlight Manifesto, Less Than Jake, Big D and the Kids Table, Catch 22, and they're just like,
I mean,
they're on
classic.
The checklist.
They've been around for a long time. They've got a lot of awesome songs. I think they're kind of in that genre where, or not genre, but they've been around long enough that I think like even some of the not newer ska bands, but newer than them, they're covering their songs, right? Like they've just got some awesome songs. Really, really, really good. Again, I hope that they would come, but I don't know if they're a band that would like do multiple years of Muddy Roots, which would be a bummer because they need to come next year for Nerd.
For real.
We'll talk to them. We'll talk to Voodoo.
We'll talk.
We'll get our guys.
We'll hit up Mr. Glow Skull.
Oh my God.
Mr. Glow Skull, please, for my buddy Nerd. Please. Oh.
Well, I know for me, I fell asleep at this point. So I missed out at the rest of the for the next few hours.
Okay. There was a lot of good bands that you really missed.
I missed out. I feel so ashamed that I missed all these bands because I was in my camper sleeping.
Yeah. So Jason Day West, he is. I've never personally listened to his stuff on its own, but he is one of the people. So for anybody, Lost Dog Street Band, they're another one of the bands that I'm really I love. And Jason Day West, and I think there was actually another guy. I can't remember what his name, so please forgive me. Resident Rogues. Resident Rogues. They were on Friday. But Resident Rogues, the the gentleman that plays guitar and sings in that band, and Jason Dale West, and the guy from Lost Dog Street Band, Benjamin Todd, used to be in a band called Barefoot Surrender. And they were kind of like a busking, folk, bluegrass, whatever, like Americana music. And I guess they had split up. Definitely a band worth checking out if you guys ever are into that kind of music and want a new band to find out. Barefoot Surrender. But it was kind of cool. So like there was two guys from the original band, from that band, but they were, now they're playing in, different bands. But Jason Day West, he was a lot of fun. I really wish that you had gotten to see him. But we ended up seeing them. And then we kind of relaxed a little bit because it had been a long day. But Amigo the Devil, there was no way that I was missing that. I did take a nap actually before that. And Jeff was the one that came to wake me up. And my alarm had gone off. And I saw that you weren't waking up, and I didn't want to come over there and start pushing you around like, hey man, we got to go. Like I let my alarm go off for a minute. I was like, all right, he's tired. We'll just let Paranoid sleep it off for the rest of the night. But Amigo the Devil never disappoints, man. I can't tell you how many times I've seen him now. I want to say that this is the third time I've seen him at Muddy Roots, or second time I've seen him at Muddy Roots. But always puts on a good show. I've always loved his energy, his songs. He is just an amazing artist. He had some issues this year. Unfortunately, his house burnt down. But it was really cool to see him talk about, and he does get emotional at times. And he talks about how the community rallied behind him to help him after his house burnt down. And I think that maybe some of that may have been kind of what was going on. He was feeling a lot of emotions, a lot of love there. There was a few songs that he fucked up. For me, I've forgotten some words. But otherwise, absolutely killed the set. I got as close as I can. I always do whenever Danny's playing. I will be honest with you. I do love seeing the full band of Amigo the Devil. It's awesome. It's great. I do miss the days of it just being Danny and being up there. And he had a way of controlling the crowd, and driving the music and the emotion of the crowd. But seeing the full band is a lot of fun. They fucking rock it. So yeah, Ashley and Eli ended up getting little behind the scene VIP setup. So like I'm standing there, I'm holding up my camera and just hanging out during the show, and then I glance at the corner of my eye, and Eli's trying to get my attention, and I'm like, how did you motherfuckers get back behind there? Like they were back behind the gates and everything, and I was like, you cocksuckers, why didn't you get me? But it was cool. It was really cool for them to be able to get up that close. I guess they knew they had a friend that was able to get them back there. So they got an awesome seat for the show. I think she had posted some videos, and they were right up there. They could get right in front of that speaker, or like just behind the speaker on that stage. So yeah, big ups to them for being able to get back there and enjoy seeing Amigo the Devil like that. But then the rest of the night, Yes Ma'am was a lot of fun. I did go catch them for a little bit. They're a band that I don't listen to on a regular basis, though it is kind of in my wheelhouse. I'm not as much into them. But they always put on a crazy show, man. They get the whole crowd up there. They're all dancing. That was on the wood stage, and they're all dancing. And just like last year, actually, Paranoid, we saw them together. Where they get up there with everybody dancing around, and there's a guy with like the lobster thing on, and there's people like just dressing up all crazy, and they're up there dancing. So that was a lot of fucking fun. But after that, I pretty much tucked in for the night.
Well, I was gonna go ahead and bring up something on that. So I woke up like 3 hours later and realized I've missed everything. I'm like, fuck, where is everybody? Because everybody's gone. So I go to the main part of the campsite and K-pop is sitting there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where is everybody? Like I just woke up. Like I was supposed to be up for Amigo the Devil, and I just passed the fuck out. And he's like, well, I think they're all up at it was Triangle Fire at the big tent. And he was like, I said, oh, okay. He said, but just so you know, it's just a bunch of screaming. So you're not really missing much. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, but they're up there. I'm like, okay. So I put my shoes on. I go up to Triangle Fire, and K-pop was not wrong. It was pretty much just them screaming. Like, and their song titles were all fucking wild. Like, there was one. I don't remember the name of the song titles, but I'm just gonna do my best guess. But like, it was pretty much like, "Fuck gas prices," and they're so fucking high. And then they would start the song, and it's pretty much every song was like that.
Yeah. Solid band, but yeah.
Yeah. They were definitely full of energy.
Can you recall back to kind of like tell us what they looked like on stage? What were they doing? Do you recall any of that?
Oh man, I do remember they had like a bunch of like neon colors and stuff.
Yeah, so they were all painted up.
Right. And then I remember they were doing kind of similar to it wasn't like Belushi Speedball, but it was kind of, they were doing different things, like themes,
props and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing different themes even for the crowd. So like they were doing like the circle pit. There was, what was the one thing that they were doing? I don't remember. They was wild, whatever the fuck they were doing. There was a bunch of shit going on. But like, yeah, I ended up leaving, going back to the campsite, and I'm like, K-pop, you weren't wrong. They were just screaming the whole time.
They are a Muddy Roots favorite. They are a field favorite. I think they've been there quite frequently. It's a spectacle, right? I mean, if you're into that kind of music, you're gonna absolutely love it. If you're into big huge mosh pits, I don't know if I would say big huge, but they always get people dancing and stuff like that. But yeah.
Oh, I have a question about that. So in one of the clips you took of the casualties, I'm pretty sure I could see Paranoid with his shirt off in the pit.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah, you rocking out, bro?
That
was his first pit ever.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was it.
Film.
I wish it was a little bit more, because I wanted to like really get in there, but
yeah,
you guys didn't do any circle pits or skanking?
No. So my leg can't take that anymore. I've got 10 screws and a plate in it, and my 200.
You got the bionic skanking leg.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
My 250-pound frame does not move agile anymore like that. Like I can move a little bit, but yeah, if I get in there and I twist my leg just right, my fat ass is going down, and that's it. You're gonna be pushing me around in a wheelchair for the rest of the weekend. So responsibly.
All right. I'll teach you how to skank next year.
There we go.
Hey. All right.
But yeah, so we ended up not staying for the full Triangle Fire show. It is what it is. They were a lot of fun though.
Yeah, but it was like 1 o'clock in the morning by that point. I was still tired. Like, I woke up from my 3-hour nap and I was still exhausted. Like,
I'll tell you what, man, I don't know how folks can drink all day and do all this running around and be up like that. Like, I mean, I guess I used to be able to do that, but like, it's too much, man.
I have to I'll have like 2 beers and then 4 waters and then 2 beers and then 4 waters, or else I'm gonna sleep by like 1 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But the next day, then the next day was I do want to touch on Muddy Roots, or on the casualties, just because that just came up. There was something that warmed my heart but just here, so we'll back this up a little bit. So we're walking over there, and they were one of my bands that I really wanted to see because they're a band that I've listened to since I was young. That street punk stuff, like I will admit, like early, like it was like my freshman year, man. Like I did have the plaid pants. I did have the Doc Martens. I did have
Me too.
The butt flap.
The butt flap.
Yeah, dude. Like the street punk vibe. I love it. I eventually got over it because it was just too much trying to wear like this uniform and trying to, like wear all, the bondage belts or like the fucking
I had the machine, the length of machine bullets.
Yeah. So like, I love it. But when it got to the point where I was like, all right, I got way too much gear. Like I can't.
Like my pants weigh 40 pounds for no reason.
Yeah. Yep. So, I've always loved the Casualties. And I can't remember if it was Paranoid I looked at or somebody else. And I was like, oh, dude, this is going to be an awesome pit. Like they're going to have a good circle pit.
It was me. You told me. Yeah. Cause I was like, are you really? And that son of a bitch opened up right beside us. We were standing on the edge of the pit the whole time.
Hold on a second. So before it even got to there, before they started playing, we're walking up, and in the pit area do you guys remember that's the parachute thing from school?
Oh yeah.
Where you would go in and
I forgot about that.
Everybody would open it up and get in there. Right. So in my mind, right, I had just looked at Paranoid. I'm like, bro, get ready for the pit, like that type of shit. And we get there and there's a bunch of kids standing in the pit with that. And I'm like, I just told my buddy that, like, get ready for this pit. And there's a bunch of kids with a fucking parachute
no, but
in the pit. And I was like, oh no.
they did it for like 2 songs. They were out there doing all that. And what was funny was by the second song, the people were starting to get a little wild. So they were running around that. And so the kids were like getting excited about all the energy flowing around them.
Yep.
While they were flipping this thing up and down.
Yeah. So it was funny, man, to see, because and that's the other thing, with the Muddy Roots crew is respectful, right? This is, at the end of the day, it is a music festival. People are there to do whatever it is they want to do and have fun. But it is an all ages type thing. You are allowed to have your children there, and I believe up to a certain age, I think it's like 6 or something like that. You are allowed to. You can bring them for free, and then after a certain age, you got to buy a ticket. But there is a decent amount of kids there, and it ranges from what I would imagine like a 2 or 3 year old up to teens. So it was really fucking cool to see a band like that. And this, this mass of people allow, children and, young kids to be able to enjoy it for a little bit, be able to be in there and do their thing, and not just fucking plow over them and be assholes about it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if it was in other festivals or other punk shows, like people were like, get the fucking kids out of here. You're like, what the fuck, you guys, but the kids had fun. And, what warmed my heart, what I saw is after the pit opened up and the kids had kind of disappeared and it was more the adults rocking around, there was this young boy, I want to say he was probably 8, maybe 10, and I was right on the edge of the pit, and all of a sudden I see this little kid come from behind me and he goes up front, he starts walking up front, and then all of a sudden this lady that's right in front of me grabs him and pulls him in. And I'm assuming it was his mother or somebody he was there with. And the kid was like, I really want to get into the pit. And like, he was like, you could see like he was getting a little nervous. He didn't know what he wanted to do. And he'd kind of get like knocked over a little bit. But there was one part of the show where they were going to allow people to, not allow them, but they got a bunch of people up on stage to do crowd surfing. Right. And it was just cool because that little kid was one of the ones that got up there, and I don't know who's singing for who's fronting the Casualties anymore. what his name is, but he got everybody up there, and there was I think it was a young girl at that point, and it's like, all right, let's get people like let's get this stuff moving. And he's like, let this kid go out a little bit before you guys all fucking jump in there and all crazy. So it was just really cool. Like they started the song, and you just see this little kid, this little girl, just kind of getting like, pushed around above everybody, and she's fucking loving it. I'm sure it was the first time she'd ever done it. But back to this little kid that was in front of me that I just, I witnessed him like kind of getting pushed around in the pit. And then all of a sudden I see him get up there, and he gets up on top and he starts crowd surfing. It is, his whole world has changed, right?
Oh, for sure.
This is a kid that has now just experienced all of this at a very young age, and been able to, and had a good experience doing it, had a lot of fun doing it. And he gets down and he runs over to his mom, and just this look, like, dude, I started to fucking tear up. Like when I was there, I was like, holy fuck, like this is just awesome. And he's freaking out saying, did you see me? Did you see me? And like, I was up there, and like, it was just like, holy fuck. Like, look at this. Like there's people over here fucking running around doing crazy stuff, but they're respectful enough that, they're not going to trample over a kid. And this kid just had the most amazing experience, and it brings me back to like me trying to think of the experiences I've had, or like now the casualties mean something to him. You know what I mean? He's always going to remember, I was in my first pit. I did my first crowd surfing to the casualties. And that's something that he's always going to live with. So it was just an amazing moment.
Which is crazy, because I think first time I saw them, I was like 14 or something, really? Right?
Yeah. So that's just so cool, man.
In high school, we had they put out like a live tour DVD.
Okay.
And whenever my friend and I would have like sleepover, we would put that on before bed, like every time.
Amped up before bed. Jesus.
Would you guys mosh in the room before?
Just in our sleeping bags.
Get your get like what? Practicing your moves while.
See, I saw him once in either middle school or high school, and then I saw him again in college.
They're a good show. I mean, I imagine it was the original singer that you got to see. Right? Yeah. So, but yeah, the guy
From
that I saw
old.
was fucking great. You are. But yeah, so the casualties were fucking awesome. They were a little bit later in the night, but we didn't see a lot of shows that day.
I've got a list. There was several that I was really impressed with.
Noogie. I know Noogie was something that Nerd, after seeing the footage, he was like, dude, who is that band?
Yeah, they sound really cool.
Rocked. They're that traditional kind of punk, street punk type vibe. They were a lot of fun. I would definitely see them again. Who'd you have, Paranoid?
Joanna Rose.
Yes. Yeah, they were another fun one.
Fuck yes.
Really, really enjoyed them. They were like a jazzy New Orleans type vibe. A lot of fun. So Joanna Rose is a singer-songwriter type thing, and she's a bass player. And I always enjoy seeing like a female bass player, just like you wouldn't expect, like, it's a big, huge instrument, and she fucking rocked it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the whole vibe was great the whole time I was there.
Yeah, we stood over there for quite some time with that show, and I mean, there's only a few shows that I would say really surprised me and got me like grooving. And Joanna Rose was definitely one of those ones where I was like, oh, I can definitely dig this. Like, this is really fucking cool.
Also Littlefoot. We actually see him at the little tent.
Yeah. Yep. He's played pretty much, I think, every year since we've been there. Really great act. I call him almost like he's like a, no disrespect, of course. No disrespect. He's like a Amigo the Devil Jr. right? Like that's kind of the vibes that I get from him. Like early days Amigo, where it's, of course, they sing about different things, but it kind of gives me that same kind of thing where it's just him up there doing his thing. He talks with the audience. He, does has his own thing. But Littlefoot, his thing is really about his struggle with addiction. And man, does he get the crowd crying.
Oh my
Like,
God, dude.
Grown ass men and women bawling
Dude.
about what he's singing about.
Tearjerker the whole time, and he would apologize after. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm making y'all cry. Like I'm not here to make y'all cry. Like I want to bring this mood up, but then he would play another song and get everybody just bawling. But it was beautiful. Like it was a beautiful moment.
I love he's got it figured out. He's got his thing figured out. He has a great deliverance with it. He's a good musician. He's a great songwriter.
Oh, for sure, excellent songwriter.
It's the pain and struggle that he has gone through to now be where he is now. Big ups to him, because that the folks that get tangled in with heroin, methamphetamines, and hard drugs like that, it can be very tough to get out of, especially if you don't have great support systems. But he's pulled through it, and the shit that he's singing about now, it's a real deal, man. Like it's some heavy shit. So definitely check out Littlefoot if you guys haven't.
Yeah, the other one that we went and seen was Slim and Maria DeCesna at the Wood Stage.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So good.
Oh my God. I was blown away.
So Slim Cessna, I know him from Slim Cessna's Auto Club.
Okay.
If you haven't listened to them,
I haven't.
definitely worth checking out. They were one of those like early bands that I kind of started finding. So good. This is the first time I've ever seen that situation. That's his wife.
Right.
But yeah, they were a lot of fun. Was it you that you were like, does he have a grill in?
Yes.
He would be talking, he'd be singing, and then all of a sudden you just get this little glimmer of like a couple of his teeth. And I was like, yeah. He's got it.
I was not expecting that from him, because he's an old man. Like I was not expecting a full on grill, but
yeah,
he was rocking the fuck out of it.
Fucking awesome, dude. He had like a 12-string guitar. I don't know if he had changed him over, but his wife basically had like was it some sort of like music, like a track player? And
I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I know. Was it Jeff?
Strum on it or something?
Yeah, Jeff said at one point, he's like, between both of them, they have like 40 strings.
Yeah. So I think they had some sort of like, they were playing the music as the background, and then she had some sort of harp on her lap, and she was sitting there strumming it. It was a lot of fun to see.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, we saw them, Littlefoot, and then Slim Jim Phantom.
That's the one I was needing help with. Yeah.
Yes. So I believe at that point when we walked up to them, you and I looked at each other and we were like, I wish Badger was here. Like,
yes.
These are Badger's people. This is Badger's music. Like, we need to get Badger here to fucking listen to this shit. Yeah. So he is the original drummer from Stray Cats. So that was kind of cool to see. We didn't stay there long, admittedly.
We were kind of transitioning between.
Yeah. It's tough, man. I truly do wish that I could stay up there and watch every single set. They do overlap a little bit, but I wish that I could go see every band, but it's so hard. You know, you want to go eat, you want to go do other things, you get fucking tired. So it's really hard to see everything. So you kind of have to prioritize who it is you're going to see. So yeah, we saw them. I'm glad I at least can say that I've seen them, because I don't think I will have the opportunity to say that I've seen any of the other Stray Cats. So at least I can say that.
Right. Cool. I do want to bring up something before we talk about some more bands. Mm-hmm. One of the things, or there's a few things that we had discussed in our group chat before Muddy Roots, was that I never smoked a spliff and I've never smoked pipe tobacco.
Yes. Yeah. I don't remember which day that was. Was that?
It was Saturday.
Saturday.
So we skipped over. Yeah, that was pretty much. So at one point we didn't have any bands that we were wanting to see in particular. So we just met up at the campsite.
Yep.
And we did some amazing things at this campsite during this time.
Don't tell them.
No, bro, we got to tell them. So Grateful had this homegrown tobacco that he had brought.
Yes.
And was it K-pop that rolled it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I ended up clipping it was some yellow, I think it was yellow bud twist or something like that. So it was tobacco that I had grown from our recent, from this recent little grow along that we had, the Focus on Your Tobacco. First time me growing tobacco, and this was my first time actually really sampling my own tobacco, and it was awesome to be able to share that with you guys. So I had cut a little section out and gave it to K-pop to roll it up.
And, we had his tobacco, and then I had brought some Strawberry Widow from Big Green Guy.
Yep.
And some tangy CBG. Excuse me. Some tangy CBG from Alabrije Genetics. And we mixed that up, and we had a homegrown blunt.
It was the most awesome feeling to know that everything that we're smoking right then and there is something that we brought to the table, that we grew.
Right.
So
my first response was fuck the man, because that's all I could think was like, we just fucking broke the mold of not going to the store, buying anything. Yep. We grew this shit on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are fucking smoking it at Muddy Roots. Like, that moment to me was being able to experience that with you and K-pop was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
For me.
It was it's unforgettable. I'll tell you, that's the one thing. Every Muddy Roots that I go to, every year, there's just it's the memories that we always create out there. You can't do it anywhere else, man. And the folks that I'm doing it with, the folks that we're doing it with, I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. It's just such an amazing experience. And for us to be able to have that central location for us to try to get together every year is special too. It's the music, and it's just to bring everybody together. Muddy Roots has definitely got a great setup. But we tried that tobacco, and found out that Paranoid does like, he likes his tobacco.
Apparently I do. I don't know why, but apparently I do. Like, it's
a good plant.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that like corporations and stuff have ruined it and made them gross.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's a good plant though.
Yeah, we did. I did get to try a spliff too. It was the tobacco and cannabis mixture, but I think we put too much tobacco, because I did talk to Badger about it after the fact, and Badger said that he said there's a ratio that you have to put in there, tobacco to, and I think the ratio might have been off, because I was having a hard time I ended up just giving all my spliffs to K-pop. I would just randomly walk up to them and would just give them one,
I think it's one of those things where it's, sure. There's a ratio that may be recommended, but I think it also depends on what your level is, right? Like, if you're a cigarette smoker, I think that ratio is null and void. Like, who the fuck cares?
Oh, right. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I mean, you mix 50-50. Okay. You're what I think some people say, like a 10 to 20% maybe at most of tobacco to cannabis.
That's pretty much what he was saying for me. Like the small amount.
Yeah. If you smoke tobacco, what does that ratio mean? It means nothing. So it's kind of, for someone. Yeah. So we were a little heavy handed on the tobacco, and you definitely you got to experience kind of that tobacco nicotine high.
Yeah.
How tell me that experience for you, dude.
Oh man. So I at one point, you eventually had brought out the pipe tobacco, and so I was smoking that, and you taught me, don't inhale it, you just taste it. I'm like, okay. So yeah. So we were definitely, as we were walking around the event, I know Grateful to hear me go, because I would see him pop out that corncob pipe and start smoking it. Like, bro, I want some of that shit. And I remember at one point we were all sitting at the campsite. We were just talking, we're eating, just hanging out. And I remember in my brain, I had this moment like, I want some nicotine. I'm like, holy shit, I just had my first nicotine craving. Like, this really happens. Like, I don't see how
having Nick fits.
Yeah, like this is a real thing. But yeah, I ended up smoking some pipe tobacco the whole time I was there, and I got to try like there was several of them that you had brought from Colombia.
Yep. Now was it the spliff that kind of made you feel a little funky at first, or was it when you started smoking the pipe tobacco that you were like, oh wow, like I can tell that I have that nicotine buzz?
It was the pipe tobacco.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So
it was 100%. Like that was because I've been getting it ever since at work. Like I'll be at work and it'll hit me. And I know this guy at work that he's a smoker as well. And so I asked him about it, and we had a pretty good conversation about all like how it works out and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is a real thing.
So that is my apologies for getting paranoid onto nicotine and tobacco.
Well, I haven't had any since last weekend.
Okay.
I do. I'm pretty good about like resisting when I need to.
Stronger than me, brother.
Yeah.
Stronger than me.
Now I will probably end up like once in a blue moon go ahead and hit. And I think as you did get me a pipe tobacco.
We're going to get into that later.
We're going to get into that. Yeah. We'll get into that. But yeah.
So yeah, I did pull it up. I wanted to have it here because as I was saying, we before I went to Muddy Roots, pipe smoking is fairly new. I haven't been doing it long. So I'm still in that exploration phase where I'm trying new things, trying to figure it out what it is that I like. And when I went to the humidor, there was a few different, they had so many selections, but this was the one that ended up drawing my eye. And I'll be honest with you, what really got me was seeing the packaging, right? Because your normal pipe tobacco is normally in either like a little pouch or it's in sort of like a tin. But I saw this and I was like, oh, it's in a mason jar. I saw that automatically drew me to it. And then when I realized that it was a local company out of Columbia, Tennessee, that was at least the Briar Works. That is the local company. The actual tobacco blend is made by a company called C&D. They are pretty well known, famous, and so is Briar Works. But they're the ones that actually blended this for Briar Works. And we tried a couple different flavors of the Briarworks stuff, and you happen to really like the cherry cobbler.
Yes, cherry cobbler was delicious.
It's smooth smoke. It was great, and yeah, I could see as soon as he started trying it, and he was like, "Oh, this is very nice." It kind of like for me, the click is I was a cigarette smoker for a long time, and I didn't want to get back on tobacco, but I also wholeheartedly feel like there is a difference between what you're getting inside cigarettes and what you're getting inside what would be considered pipe tobacco. It's a different quality, right? They definitely take care of this type of stuff more. So I don't feel quite as bad smoking it. Plus I noticed that I'm not as out of breath doing things. But it was kind of cool to see like the correlation for me was with the cannabis and the different flavors and the different types of stuff like that. Now getting into the tobacco world, it's the same thing. There's different varieties of, tobacco and how they go about mixing them or adding things to make these different flavors, these different experiences that you get when you're smoking pipe. And it's got me, dude. Like I am hooked. Sure, it's the nicotine, but I was vaping just before I got into smoking tobacco again. but it was kind of it was cool to share it with you. That really, because that was your first experience with tobacco too, right? You had not really
Yeah,
consumed any before.
mainly just like blunts. That
Sure.
was it. That's kind of just the blunt wrapper. I've smoked 2 cigarettes in my lifetime.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was a whole experience too.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I just never really got into tobacco. But the whole like it's because of big corporation and all
Sure.
the poisonous shit that they put inside the cigarettes. Like I'm not going to pay to have cancer. Like I'm just
Sure.
not going to do it.
Yeah. No, completely understandable.
I would rather. It's the same thing of growing cannabis. Is like I would rather grow my own and consume my own than have to rely on somebody that I don't know what's in it.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. So I am sorry that I've got you on tobacco.
That's
Luckily,
okay.
you're
I'm looking forward.
strong-willed, so
I'm looking forward to growing it. That's what I'm really, because just because of my environment where I live, like
oh yeah,
it'd be perfect for it. And especially with the way the focus is talked about it, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure I can handle it.
I think that's going to be a yearly thing. We're gonna definitely do a tobacco grow along each year because I just had so much fun and seeing everybody else growing for the first time. And I think it's safe to say that tobacco, cannabis, that they pretty well go hand in hand. I mean, they definitely share. Like you're able to mix them together. You're able to consume them. It's a plant that's been around for a long, long time, and we've had a relationship with it. And it wasn't until more recent years that people have demonized it or found a way to fuck it up by a money situation, right? Like making, corporate cigarettes and, all that type of stuff, right? So it's cool to kind of go back to the grassroots, grow your own, do your own thing. It's
Oh,
always
for
going to be
sure.
better for you that way. Sure, it's not the best. We're still consuming smoke and, the different compounds that come with them, but it's at least a little bit better than buying it off, from behind the counter.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Absolutely.
but
Yeah, I was wanting to talk about the whole Frank Turner situation at Muddy Roots.
yeah. So here, I'm gonna tell my story about Frank Turner first, and then I'll let you take it.
Go for it.
Frank Turner, before this Muddy Roots, I didn't know who the fuck he was. No clue. Apparently, he's somebody really big. Jsaw was like, "Oh man, you got to see him. He's really cool." Been around. I don't know if he's been around for a long time, but it's crazy. Everybody knew his fucking songs. I guess I was just the guy that just didn't know who the fuck he was. So that's my Frank Turner story. Take it away, Paranoid.
So I've been looking forward to seeing Frank Turner. Jsaw got me hooked on the Frank Turner.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd had Jsaw on my podcast early on, and he had added Frank Turner to the Hot Party playlist. And so after listening to that, I was like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. And then so I started listening to the shit. I'm like, oh, this guy's really cool.
Yeah.
And so throughout the day, something happened where they had those banners where it would show out the list of who's playing. Well, somebody had marked out Frank Turner and put something else.
So I went up there to look, and I couldn't find that marked out thing.
Somebody
I didn't
found
see it.
Oh, okay. Well, so apparently this rumor had gotten around that Frank Turner wasn't going to be there. Like they changed it out. So I'm upset. Like I was looking forward to seeing Frank Turner all day long. And I know Ashley was upset as well. We're like, this is bullshit. Well, so we're all sitting at the campsite at 7:00 because he's supposed to start at 7. And Ashley says, this sounds like one of his songs. Like this sounds like something that he would play. Like they must have gotten somebody that sounds like him because this is almost identical. Well, then after the first song, he says, hey, what's up, Muddy Roots? I'm Frank Turner. And she just smacks me. And she was like, it is Frank Turner. We got to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit. We're going. Yeah, let's fucking go. So we take off up the hill. And he's singing that song. I'm not sure the name of the song, but I know it's like To the East. I might have to look.
Like I said, I am I don't know a fucking thing about him.
Oh, it's called The Road. I'm sorry, my apologies. So he's playing The Road, right? And I knew that song because it's on the Hot Party playlist. So I'm all fucking excited. I'm singing, I'm dancing, like fucking Frank Turner's here. Like this is legit. And so we get up to our little spot where we normally go and watch him play, and he is a fucking performer.
Oh yeah.
Dude, like he had everybody singing in the crowd, like, and he was also like teaching us different stuff too, like to say to that for sing-alongs and stuff. So that was even better. Like
it blew my mind that there was that many. I mean, obviously people were going to know who he is, but to have that large of a group singing the songs back to him, I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is a pretty big guy then. Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was very big. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was truly impressed with his performance. Like 2 thumbs up. That was definitely one of the highlights for my Muddy Roots was being able to see him.
The going back to kind of like the Amigo, the Devil, and the Littlefoot, the folks that are able to get up there where it is just them with no backing band, just them and a guitar or a banjo or whatever it may be, and being able to hold the attention of a crowd.
It's insane.
Frank Turner did it, man. Like he fucking killed it.
So the other one, there was another band right after that I don't remember the name of. They were at the Wood stage.
So that from Frank Turner, we went over to see the Casualties. That was,
but there was some other band in between, or maybe it was after the Casualties because we went
after.
up there.
Yeah.
Okay. What was that one?
Pokey Lafarge.
Oh yes,
dude. I have found so out of all the bands that we saw, and the one like Pokey Lafarge wasn't even on my radar before going. Like,
I had no idea. I had no idea.
Know who he was. Never listened to him. And we get up there, and we just happened to just walk up there. We had heard word that like, oh, Pokey Lafarge is going to be pretty cool. And then when people kind of told us what it was, he's kind of like this old school like country, but it's like rock and like 50s rock, and there's like jazz and this like New Orleans style kind of all mixed in to what makes Pokey Lafarge. And it was fucking awesome. Like that was the show that like I wanted to fucking get up and just fucking groove to. Like I was fucking bouncing back and forth, and I was like, fucking Pokey Lafarge is my boy now. Like dude. I am into Pokey, and I admittedly I've had Pokey Lafarge on damn near repeat since then. I have been listening to him. So out of everything that we saw there was a lot of amazing bands, but Pokey Lafarge is my favorite from this year. So fucking good. Yeah,
dude, the trumpet player playing the trumpet and the guitar at the same time. I was like, this guy's out showing me. Like this motherfucker is so badass.
Yeah, they really got actually I looked into it. I ended up sharing it over in, it was either our Discord or it was over in the Slow Lane. And Dolly was like, holy shit, Pokey Lafarge is fucking awesome.
Right.
We ended up, looking up to see if he was coming locally, and he was going to be coming to Massachusetts, and looked up tickets, and it was like $114, $111 to go see Pokey Lafarge. And I was like, I like him. I don't like him enough to pay $114 though. And I was like, holy, I can't believe that it was that expensive to go see. Like, I don't even spend $114 to go see Billy Strings. So I'm sorry, Pokey, but I know I'm sure Pokey doesn't have the option on the how much the tickets are. But yeah, I ain't coming to see you for $114.
It was good though, man.
Really fucking good.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back again sometime.
And then the last that I remember seeing was Nick Shoulders.
So that was another bucket list for me. He is someone that I've been listening to for a decently a long time now. He is a country guy. He does yodeling. I don't know I wouldn't call him bluegrass in that sense, but definitely folk Americana type stuff. Um, and his yodeling is fucking awesome. You don't really hear that out of anybody. And the not only did all of them play well up there, but being able to have that control that he has on his voice is absolutely amazing. A really, really good performer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't say not long after that, I ended up going back to the campsite, and I know we like sat there and ate and talked and for a little while.
Yeah, Nick Shoulders was the end of it, right?
Yep.
That Nick Shoulders was the
There was like one more band that was after him.
yeah. I don't think we James Honeycutt.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I believe he's closed out Muddy Roots a couple times. He's another field favorite from my understanding. Admittedly, I have not caught one of his shows yet or listened to his music, but he is a Muddy Roots favorite from my understanding. But yeah, Nick Shoulders was our kind of our last show that we saw. We went back to the campsite and just kind of relaxed for the rest of the time. Enjoyed hanging out with each other. Just kind of winding down for the rest of the time.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I do want to talk about that video.
Yeah. So we got the chance to go talk to some folks. Which was a lot. It was a lot of fun. This was something that it was definitely out of my comfort zone, and I think Paranoid, you would probably say as well.
Oh, for sure. I was definitely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. So for me, it's funny. From early on when Nerd and I started doing things, and I would go to events here and there, and he'd be like, "Are you gonna film? Are you gonna film anything?" I was like, dude, I don't know, like walking around with the camera, like it just kind of felt off to me. Like it just wasn't who I was, right? Like it made me feel uncomfortable because then the people are like looking at me like, oh, who's this guy filming, But again, with Muddy Roots, just kind of taking down those barriers, taking down those like worries of things. I was like, this is a perfect time. So you and I sat there and we kind of came up with 3 questions, 3 things that we kind of felt that we could ask somebody just randomly. So we went around and we would talk to. There was no rhyme or reason to really who we talked to. We just kind of like, oh, let's go talk to this person. And the questions, I'm probably gonna screw them up in my mind now, but the first one was, what is your favorite thing about Muddy Roots? The second one was, what was your favorite past memory of Muddy Roots? And the third question was, what were you most looking forward to this year around? And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the answers to our questions were pretty much around the same vein that everybody was saying. So for that first question, what is your favorite thing about Muddy Roots? And damn near every single person said the community, the feeling of family, the feeling of love, the feeling of being able to just come out and be whoever it is that you are. And it's not like we line these people up so they knew what the other people were saying. These were people that we were just randomly going up to. And the fact that every single person said that was like, holy shit. Like I already knew this was a special place just from my experience and the experience of the people that are close to me, what they've felt. But to be able to walk up to these random people and get that same reaction out of all of them, I was like, holy shit. Like this Muddy Roots joint they've got something special here, man. It really is amazing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm glad I got to experience that with you. I know I was totally nervous the whole time.
Yeah, it was funny, man. And look, and like I said, it was funny. Like after we did the first one, I was nervous. So, the plan was is we were gonna do every other one, right? Like you were gonna
Right.
do one, I would do one.
Right.
And then at one point you're just like, yeah, man, like I'll be the camera guy. Like it's all good. Like I'll just be and like and that's fine. And I was totally fine with it. I do know a lot more of these bands than you did, so I was able to kind of talk to people about these things.
Right. That's what I was having a hard time bouncing off of.
Yeah. And I totally understand. But dude, it worked out perfect. I'm excited for next year. I definitely think we're gonna be as having the three of us together. We're gonna I really want to do something special.
You ready for your close up?
Get ready for yeah. But no, it was cool. We went around to these different people. We tried to do it a little bit early on in the day. So forgive us for some of the folks for that video that we had recently put out, the people of Muddy Roots. There was a few or just one or two that unfortunately didn't make it into the video due to some extra background noise. The audio just wasn't going to work. So there was nothing.
I did my best. I'm sorry.
No disrespect. If we talk to you and you're not in that video, my apologies. We will have to make sure we do it in a more quiet area next time. But if you guys have seen that video, if you're listening to this podcast and you see us out in the field next year, and you want to just come up and talk to us, just come up and talk to us. I don't care where it is. I don't care, what we're doing. Come up, tell us that you've seen us. If you want to talk to us, we will drop what we're doing and we will go off to the side and have a conversation with you. And it was actually kind of a weird moment. It happened before Paranoid got there. I can't remember what band it was that I was standing there watching, but a guy came up to me and I could just barely hear him over the music. And he goes, "You're the guy from that podcast talking about this and that." And I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, yeah. Like that, like that's us. And it was a weird moment that I was like, shit, people have actually seen the videos that we put out. Like we're not just yelling into the void. And it was just really awesome. We ended up later on, after a few of our interviews, forgive me again, there was the gentleman that was taking the pictures in front of that big picture. So when you walk over towards the wood stage, there is always like the big banner for whatever logo they have for that year, whatever scenery they have for that year. And he was taking pictures for anybody that wanted to, have them taken. And we got to sit there and talk with him. We did learn about his wife. I believe it was Jeannie, that unfortunately, they had been their first year. Muddy Roots was last year. And they had an absolute blast. And unfortunately she did pass from cancer. And he was gracious enough to sit there and talk with us and share a little bit of his story. And we got to hear about his wife. So, and hear about how the Muddy family rallied behind him after that tragedy. And it was just beautiful to hear and to talk with him. So, my thoughts go out to him, and it was wonderful to meet you if you're listening to this, and I hope to see you again next year. So, but that was the thing that with going out and doing these interviews, talking with people, it made me feel a little bit better because I don't know if you could tell Paranoid, but after the first few, the nervousness for me started to kind of wear off. And it was like, I just wanted to go out and talk to these people and get to know their experience because for that second question that we had, what was your favorite Muddy Roots experience from, past, some of the stories were just great. And you just
the stories were hilarious. Yeah, it was great.
So funny.
Yeah.
And it's like, some of them had to do with people being drunk or, so many stories. If you haven't listened, if you haven't watched that video, go into our other video, the people of Muddy Roots, and watch that. And you get to hear the stories from a handful of people, and it was really, really fun.
Yeah,
there was
loved it.
2 people. The one guy, Kyle, the tie-dye guy.
Hmm.
That was one guy that I really, really wanted to talk to this year, just because he was kind of a pivotal point for us last year. We had both gotten matching shirts. We had both gotten this shirt from him, the tie-dye shirt with his DMT character on it. And so I wanted to talk to him again, at least sit down, and he did not disappoint. He
No.
is as much of a character as you would expect. And on top of us asking him the 3 basic questions, we did sit down with him for a little bit more just to kind of get to know him. So we do have that. I don't know what we're doing with that footage, if that's something that we're going to work on. We took a lot of stuff. So we've got a cool little interview with him. I think we're going to try to bug him at some point to come on here and talking about his dick fires and what he did in the past. A very, very interesting character. So we got to talk to him, and then Inked Irene is the female that was doing the painting. So right behind that, what we were just talking about over by the wood stage where you can get your picture taken in front of the logo. On the other side of that, this was the first year that they started that they allowed somebody to do a live painting. And we also have a good interview from her as well. So I'm definitely excited to get that out and kind of let people hear from her. And it was just cool to watch her paint. She talks about, I don't want to get in too much. I'll let her kind of explain that in that video, but she kind of talks about, what medium she's using, and kind of, hadn't expected certain things. And it was just cool to just walk by, and she would just be sitting there painting, and she did an awesome job. It was a huge mural. So she did a killer job. Actually, I could have swore I brought them up here. I didn't even realize it. So there was some from the merch table. I ended up picking up a little print, and it was like there was like 10 of them made or something like that. And later on, once I got home, I flipped it over, and I did know that there was the Instagram handle and like who the artist was, but I didn't realize it was her.
No
So,
shit.
yeah. So
What?
I'm really, really happy that inadvertently I ended up picking up one of her pieces
No
of artwork.
way,
Yeah.
man! I wish I'd have picked some up, man.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So it's really cool because Muddy Roots does have they have a merch tent, and they have like the basic. So here's my let's see in this one. My Muddy Roots shirt, the little tie-dye one. I wish I had gotten there a little bit earlier to get the one with more colors in it, but I am grateful that I was able to get this one. But you have like the standard Muddy Roots merch, and then the bands kind of rotate in and out of there. There's some bands that stayed up there for most of the weekend. Where was I going with that? Oh, yes.
I have no idea.
But they had, I guess, what you would consider like the fan art, and that was her stuff. There was people that were either, commissioned to do stuff, or they had offered to let them have it up there. I don't know what it was, but it was Muddy Roots related fan art, and
That was at the merch table,
yeah,
the booth. Okay, so I totally missed that. There was like certain sections when I went in there that I totally missed because there was all kinds of
early. You gotta get there early, man, because that shit flies.
Because there was that shirt, the shirt you're wearing was gone by the time I got there, and I was there Friday night.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Damn.
Because I was going to get that shirt that you're wearing, but I ended up getting the other one. It's the black and yellow.
Okay. Yeah. They always have great merch there. I've got, if I was to dig through my stuff, I probably got like five shirts of Muddy Roots related, 5-6 shirts. So they've always got really great stuff. Hats, bandanas, you can get all different kinds of stuff. So but yeah, I was really excited to at least get that. I did get another print. I think it said it was called Uncle Bacon. And it was basically like the hog standing there with his mouth open, and he was like, he had like his hand up, and there was like all the like band instruments and like a little van that he was like eating. So it was really cool. They had some really cool stuff, and that's kind of what I am going to start doing from now on, is trying to get at least a couple pieces of art each year that I go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Nerd, I want to tell you did a fantastic job on that video, on the editing. Like, really fucking good. Like, it was such a good video.
Thank you. Yeah, it felt just like everything you were saying about how like watching everyone talk about like community coming together and all that, like very easily felt that through the footage that you took. So it was a very fun edit, and it, I don't know, just felt good making that video.
I mean, exactly. I think what Paranoid and I had in mind, like what we were, when we were walking around, what we envisioned that video was going to be. Cause like we didn't all talk before going out, like, hey, we're going to film footage. Like there was no talk about that. It was just kind of like, something just came over. I was like, let's fucking, like, I'm just going to take a bunch of video and we'll just see what happens. And at the end of it, I think I'd uploaded 169 video clips, whether it was vertical or horizontal. And Nerd took all of those videos and chewed them up and made it into a digestible video. Now, I don't think that's the only video that we still have quite a bit of stuff that we're going to be working on, right?
Oh yeah.
So
that just, I wanted to get the main big video out.
Yeah.
And then now we can cut up all the segments and release them individually.
You killed it. You absolutely killed it. And I think it got exactly what we had in mind and what we were going for. It just goes to show what Muddy Roots is about. And like I've said to people, if anything, this video, I hope that this sways people to see what Muddy Roots about, what's going on there, and hearing from people. Like I said, none of it was scripted. Like, these were people that we just ran into, and to hear almost everybody saying the same thing. I hope that this brings people to want to come next year.
Oh, for sure. But I do want to say something about that though. Being that this was my second year of Muddy Roots, I know in the beginning of the podcast, you initially had introduced me to this because I'd never heard of it. I've been in Tennessee most of my life and I'd never heard of it. Mm-hmm. And, I've been going to other festivals in Tennessee, like Bonnaroo was definitely one of them. Mm-hmm. But for me now, like, I do not want to go to a corporate festival ever again. Like,
amen.
It's bullshit. They price gouge the fuck out of you.
Yep.
Like I go to Bonnaroo and I'm easily spending $1,200 easily. And that's just the initial cost. That's not everything else on top of, because they price gouge you on everything.
Yeah.
Storage, all that stuff. Like that video, and the one guy was talking about how he left stuff out and nobody fucked with this shit.
Yeah.
Right. That's a real thing at Muddy Roots.
Yep.
Nobody fucks with your shit. Like at Bonnaroo, your shit's gone. Like my first experience with Bonnaroo, the first day, my flag got stolen. A flag that I'd had for camping for 15 years got fucking stolen. And I found out 3 days later that it was a worker from Bonnaroo.
Isn't that fucked?
Yeah.
People that are supposed to be there taking care of you.
Right. There's none of that shit happens at Muddy Roots. Like, it's got to be the best festival I've ever been to. Like, where everybody actually, like, that video was 100% truth. It's a community. Everybody takes care of each other. Everybody's nice to each other. There's no assholes. Like, there's nobody arguing. No. There's a few odd and end situations, but that's alcohol gets involved in the situation, and it takes control. Mm-hmm. But then it flows out and everything's fine, and like it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable at any point. And I've felt uncomfortable at Bonnaroo plenty of times.
Sure.
I have not felt uncomfortable at Muddy Roots. Like, even in my worst moment, like, I'm doing great. Like I'm having a wonderful time. 100%.
Damn
Like
right.
it is.
I said it.
I'm a firm believer that I'm just going to keep on going back to Muddy Roots. Fuck Bonnaroo. Fuck all this other bullshit. Like, there's no reason to even go back to Bonnaroo.
Absolutely.
Fuck it.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
Fuck Bonnaroo.
Fuck Bonnaroo. Like
Muddy Roots.
Muddy Roots, 100%. Like I'm ready to go every year. Like Labor Day weekend, I'm looking forward to every year now. Like this is the thing.
That is from now on, unless like for whatever fucking reason some crazy shit happens that I can't fucking make it. Muddy Roots is on my radar every Labor Day. That is where you're gonna fucking find me. That's it. It's where I'm gonna be. So, but yeah, it was. Did we miss anything else? I mean, I think
I'm pretty sure we got on everything.
Yeah, we ended up packing up. We stayed there that night. We stayed till Monday and packed up early in the morning. Got everybody's camper all situated and on we went.
Yes, sir.
It was a damn wonderful time.
Fuck yeah, dude. Other than being dusty, it was a great weekend.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to next year. We're gonna have all three of us there.
Thank God. We definitely need the crew down at Muddy Roots for sure.
A crew live episode from we can't do it. We can't stream it live.
We can't stream now. We don't have to record. Yeah.
We'll have to do a crew episode from Muddy Roots.
That'd be for sure. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Listen, I look forward to seeing you next year. I look forward to seeing Nerd next year. So 2026 Labor Day weekend, you will see the three of us there. We're not taking a no from Nerd. I will go up and grab him. We're dragging him down. So we will see y'all next year at Muddy Roots 2026. Come find us. Come talk to us. Say what's up. Tell us we're idiots. Tell us you like the video. I don't care. Just come say hi.
For sure.
All right, y'all. Peace.